Welcome all. Today we are going to talk about. I'm going to share a very interesting experience about a person whom I met recently in my exploration, and we learned a lot about Kumkum and how important, significance our ancestors were. They have really worked so hard in advanced technologies with nature and how they can work with us. So as we now today people women who use kumkum is mostly nothing but a chemical based powder with some artificial fragments they've added in it, and many people think, and that has been now replaced with chemical based liquid like what you call Saandhu in Tamil, and that is also you have an alternative of sticker Bindhi. So everything is made with chemicals and petroleum gum, and they directly it affects our master gland called as pituitary gland, pineal gland. So once this gland is disturbed, a lot of a lot of mental and psychological and spiritual blockages happen. So that is the reason today in women you find lot of psychological and mostly problem related to procreation issues happen, cycles disturbance or healthy child. A lot of things are happening. It's all because this particular point is very important. They call as third eye or seat of Solomon. A lot of other, all the scripts, spiritual scripts talk about this particular point, and it's very important. Anybody who's interested to start, or whenever there is an inner calling, if you have a strong intuition, your pituitary gland is active. So this is a very important point to activate it. Many people assume it here. It's exactly at the joint of eyebrow, slightly an below it. So if you actually move your finger like this, if you actually, that's what when I was learning Varma, the Asan told me, like you take a paddy and you keep rolling from here till above. Suddenly exactly this point of where the eyebrows join, just before that 1 there will be a stuck. So that is the point. Just pressing that particular point would actually activate it. So that is why in olden days, to activate that daily, once you have to press this point here, they kept that kumkum and to press this point, and this is more of making your uterus healthy. And in fact, if you do it like this, you exactly know which point to touch here. Even a person who's about to deliver, who was waiting for it to just triggering that point would actually open it. So the amniotic fluid will start flowing. So the touch points were so advanced. They were able to understand it. So coming back to this kumkum. So what is the history of kumkum and who made it and what happened? So recently, I said before, I met an eminent traditional traditional cosmetic or a medicinal healer person. So I was talking to her, and she has a script, lot of old palm leaves with her. A granny is preserved and gave it, which is known as Andapura Ragasyam. Andapuram is, there's no equivalent word for English. It's considered like all the kings would have a separate palace where they would keep all the attractive girls apart from their queen, whichever country they go invade, or any beautiful girls in their country where king wants to have to own them, they will have all the girls in a separate palace. It's more of king to go there and have his own time for him. That's how it was designed. And many people think, I was like thinking when she said she has a script, all the secrets in that leaf, I thought, what is that they're going to talk? Mostly it might be something more related to Kama Sutra or anything, something in those lines. But I was shocked to know they were masters of they were mastered the art of making cosmetics naturally. They have answers for anti-aging or increasing the hormones, balancing. They've done a lot of, have all the recipes there that she had. In that, one of the key ingredients was the kumkum, because kumkum will attract the right energy. More than energy, it expels bad energy. So actually today's if you take today's society, women have lot of negative energy absorption, right? So when they go out, even it looks like it's, you always see this disturbing news happening, particularly women are being targeted here, because by default their innate shielding capacity is very weak with the current generation. So they are unwantedly inviting trouble. Their energies are attracting, or I would not blame the woman, I would not blame the other person. The situation, the system is such that it is incubating it. So this kumkum plays an amazing role of shielding it at an aura level. So when a woman uses it, and she has a lot more protection, and her spiritual qualities enhances. So when the spiritual quality enhances, obviously the lustful eye, the radiation, the penetration of the prana would not enter her aura at any time. So what she told us how the way they make it and how it's so important. In fact, it has a lot of medicinal properties. Technically, it would take at least 2 to 3 months to make a kumkum minimum. So what are the ingredients? What they use is the country turmeric, raw turmeric, and they take slake lime. Slake lime is nothing but water that is stored in a seashell in a pot. The pot which is seasoned for 2-3 days. For a number of days, when they store the water, that water has that calcium capacity. Lime extract is used, and another important thing is alum, and one more is called as vengaram. Vengaram in English is borax. So these are the elements they use. How they do it is, first they take the turmeric powder and they hand pound it, make it into a fine powder, and then what they do is they add this products and the alum, powder it separately, and they keep it, and then they take that slake lime from the pot which is being prepared for a week, and then lime extract, then they all mix it into a paste. Okay, so by the time when they mix it into a paste, it might be slight orangish kind of a tint, you will get it. So then what they do is they take another fresh mud pot from the local soil, that is wherever they make it, that soil has to be used. They take that soil and create a pot in it, and then they season the pot like 3 days minimum. They keep it in the water, they show it under sunlight, again replace it with the water, show it under sunlight, and the water they use will be mostly, they will try to store the rainwater. Whenever it rains, they store it, and that rainwater is being used. In Andhrapuram, in fact, they are so particular that rainwater will be actually exposed to the full moon day and Rohini Nakshatra star, because Rohini Nakshatra star is very important for women. So that is again done. The water is energized it, and that water is used to season, and then they make it into a paste, and then they put it into the mud pot. So now what they do is they dig the hole in their own place, and what they do is if dry cow dung, that is a desi cow this thing, not wet one, it has to be very dry, fine powder mixed with the sand, that is nicely made into a bed, and then the pot is kept, and they have a lid, and they cover with white cotton with clay around it, so that properly seals it. So now what they do here is, when they in the night time, they keep it in the pit, so that the earth energy absorbs all the, that's why kumkum is connected towards the mother earth, right? It's always related to the woman, and vibhuti, which is connected with the male part of it. It's very simple. Male semen is white color, and women's cycles are in red. So that is the fundamental color we have. That's how these things came out. So it is technically, our ancestors already know what colors it was and how advanced our body system. They were able to correlate and make it into a practice here. So what they did is, that pot has to be kept under the sun in the daytime. In the night, they are allowed to take the pot and keep it inside the pit. So this process has to be minimum done for 48 days. One mandala they have to do it. And then in that 48 days, rain should not come, moisture should be good. And then finally, when they cut and open the pot, you will find a fine reddish powder. And the fine reddish will not be like a maroon, very darkish tint what you see in the market. That's a chemical. It will be not that dark red. It will be a proper red. And then what they do is they take a flowers extract. Screw pine, and that flower is made it into a juice.
In Tamil?
And that is, in Tamil they call as talambu. They mix it into the, into the paste, the kumkum. And that's how you get the smell. That smell from that particular flower is actually it's good aromatherapy. It keeps your mind calm, focused always. It's very people who are in aromatherapy would know about this smell, and it really keeps your mind very calm, inner calm. So this is how they take the powder and they use it. So that is the reason they keep that kumkum here, and it activates instantly. If you make a kumkum at this capacity, what I said, and if you keep it, you can literally feel a mild current kind of flow. Some vibration or pulsation will happen. So when she was showing it, and in fact she showed us to keep it, and I took it and I kept it. Manikandan was with me and couple of other guys and couple of other people in the public. We all kept it, and it was a very unique, depending on everybody's psychic experience. For me, I really felt so deeper into it, and I felt like conversation after keeping that kumkum was very different. The talk went more into a spiritual topic, which I think I would have not even have read it or heard it anymore before in my life. So that is a very powerful way that kumkum is made. So now the next point is, this kumkum was actually a first aid medicine in the olden days in the village system. Whenever there is a fever in the house, instantly a mother would take a cotton cloth, have kumkum in a powder and water and make it into a wet, and she will keep it in the forehead and try to suppress the fever. And because remember, it is coming, turmeric is turmeric, calcium, all these things, and the ground, the earth energy, it will try to absorb the excess heat from the body. It is one of the very good therapy they used it. And even now, when people have sinus or any cold related thing, instantly they make a pack and they apply around their this area. Instantly, like by the night when they apply and sleep in the morning, the whole sinus will become dry and all that mucus would come out. It's very, in fact, I tried once. It's a huge difference, because I usually don't take any medicine. Even if I get cold, I'll keep sneezing or maximum steam, or I'll try to avoid it with the food. Suddenly, in case there is an emergency meeting and I have to be presentable, I would definitely, at that point of time, I would definitely switch to an allopathy, consult a doctor and take their help, because I have to be there. But again, I have to work on the detox, which is another painful part of it. But now I have tried this remedy and it really worked miracle. Like next day I was so fresh. So, and even they had any mild fever or any minor infection, they take one pinch of kumkum, add it in the water and they drink it. It was a medicine, homemade medicine, the knowledge which has been preserved. Unfortunately, if you ask me today, I have not come across any single person who makes with this exact procedure. Maybe one or two somewhere down the line as a passion. So this lady whom I met, when she explained it to me, I was so much, I wanted to record it and share it to the community. And I said, see, we call her Akka. So I said, Akka, I definitely want you to talk and I want to show it to my community. And I think everybody would love to hear you, and I want to invite you for maybe the upcoming any event. You should come and share your knowledge. And the only condition is she is not camera friendly, and she said she will never meet public in her life. So it was a huge setback for us, but she did share the knowledge generously to us, and she makes those exactly in those process even now. And to the known people, she's a healer, so she uses that as a medicine for curing cancer and lot of other people, and that's her profession or something. And so we requested her to make some quantity for our community, a very minimal. We will not promising her that we will not come back and disturb her often. Send us 5 kg, 100 kg. We'll just make us one batch and we will share it to the community. And when it is over, we'll request you again. And we told our community project here, and she was so much happy about that. All like-minded people have been are joining hands to revive the ancient wisdom. So with that good intention, we got a very little quantity, and it will be available in green hands. And whoever wants to use kumkum, please make a switch over it. And people who don't want to switch and avoid sticker, bindhi particularly, or any chemical based, because if you are not using it is fine, but at least don't spoil it, because not having it is very important. Then just try to make it as simple as possible, okay? Or else you can make it in your home with simple turmeric and any other way try to do it, but never use these chemicals. So it's very, very harmful. It directly hits your master gland, and there will be an intelligence damage. On a longer term, your immunity will be weak, your logic will be at the peak, and most of your intuition, gut feeling, insight, sensing the nature, all the faculties will stop, and you will start being like a narrow-minded slave. So this point is one of the powerful point. So avoid playing here with chemicals and switch to a natural way, whichever you comfortable, or this kind of indigenous, genuine people who make it, try to take it from them and then you use it. So with this, so that's all I have to share about kumkum. I'm really amazed to bring this to the platform. That's why I wanted to really make this video. And do use it and share your feedback. And we'll continuously keep finding those indigenous varieties of Indian traditional practice, and we will introduce in our community. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.